Reported delays at the Lynden Pinling International Airport due to a work-to-rule initiated by air traffic controllers could end soon. Fern Carey tells us what event could begin to quiet disgruntled air traffic controllers.
Air traffic controllers have been on work-to-rule now for about 2 weeks after withdrawing their goodwill, though not their labor. The action comes at the peak of the winter travel season at the Lynden Pinling International Airport, where there were reportedly delays on Sunday. However, President of the Bahamas Air Traffic Controllers Union says controllers do not intend to cripple operations at that major port of entry.
It's not our intention to shut down the country. We have made an obligation to remain in place and to continue to provide air traffic service. What we have done, and I think we have demonstrated our stewardship over the years, and we have facilitated, even in less than desirable positions, conditions, our humanitarian service.
He stressed that despite the work to rule, controllers still want to be as productive as possible.
Controllers will never deny service to any emergency aircraft. Hospital emergencies, the Prime Minister's flight will never be delayed.
Controllers initiated the industrial action due to health and safety concerns associated with working in a building damaged by Hurricane Irene. Stalled contract negotiations is also a concern.
We are looking at pay increases. We are looking at some of the allowances. We're looking at things like vacation time and other leave, because once it would evaluate, sometime even remotely to finances, those issues were not resolved, and hopefully once they would be able to come back to the table.
Now, according to Papal, the union had a successful meeting with Aviation Minister Vincent Vanderpool Wallace this afternoon, and the minister addressed all of their outstanding concerns, including promotions and the repair of the building damaged by Hurricane Irene. Papal says the union plans to meet with its members, and they will be advised to cease the work to rule, which means normal operations will resume at the international airport later today. Fern Carey, ZNS News.
Now, despite claims by air traffic controllers that there were delays at LPIA because of a busy travel day and their reduced goodwill, officials of the Nassau Airport Development Company say otherwise. In a press statement, Vice President of Marketing and Communications Vernice Joaquin said the country's major gateway is operating at normal post-holiday levels. She noted that reports indicate that passengers are moving through the airport at a normal rate and flights are arriving and departing on schedule. Joaquin says this post-Christmas period is typically a busy time for the airport, and they expect to process more than 4,000 passengers today in their 3 terminals. Now, this one is strictly for the true Junkanoo analysts. We know by now that the Saxons are the Boxing Day champions. In this report, hear the breakdown of the scores with LaDon Davis.
In 4th place, with 4,007 points, Valley Boys. In 3rd place, with 4,091 points, Roots. And in 2nd place, with 4,299 points, One Family. In 1st place, with 4,344 points, Saxons.
And with that, the Shell Saxon Superstars were crowned the unofficial champions of the Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade for a 2nd straight year. While there may have been some displeasure about which group was the clear winner, it didn't stop die-hard Saxon fans and members from kicking into celebration mode.
From the depths of the ocean, soaring to new heights and new airs.
But just in case you missed it, here is the breakdown for the A category. In the choreographed division, in 6th place with 105 points was the Music Makers. In 5th place with 208 points was the Prodigal Sons. In 4th place with 224 points, the Valley Boys. And in 3rd place with 226 points, Roots. And in 2nd place with 243 points, Saxons. And taking home the top spot was One Family with 274 points. For Best Music in the A groups, taking home the 6th spot was the Music Makers with 549 points. 5th place went to Prodigal Sons with 952 points. In 4th place, the Valley Boys with 1,023 points. Roots took home 3rd with 1,052 points. Coming in close second was the Saxons with 1,118 points. And taking home Best Music was One Family with 1,119 points. In the Best Banner division, in 6th place was the Music Makers with 72 points. Coming in 5th was the Prodigal Sons with 164 points. 4th place was Roots with 176 points. 3rd place went to the Valley Boys with 189 points. In 2nd place was One Family with 194 points. And taking home Best Banner was the Saxons with 223 points. In the Best Costume division, Saxons took the top prize, followed by One Family, Valley Boys, and then Roots. And now to the B category, here's the breakdown. Best Banner went to the One Love Soldiers, while the Redline Soldiers got Best Off the Shoulders. Original Congos walked away with Best Free Dancers, and Colors Entertainment got Best Music Choreographed Dance and came out on top as the overall winners in the B category. Now, all of the Junkanoo groups say they are now focusing on the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade. LaDawn Davis, ZNS News.
Forget Saxons Valley. One Family is challenging the judges' analysis of how they matched up to one of their popular competitors on Boxing Day. With a mere 45-point difference between the 2nd place but crowd-pleasing One Family group and 1st place finishers the Saxons, One Family is questioning the judging process, though stopping short at this time of filing a formal protest. But as Janaea Noel Ferguson tells us, there is one thing that the two groups agree on.
It's an issue that is as controversial as Bahamian politics. With the 2011 Boxing Day Junkanoo Parade behind us, the unofficial winners, the Saxon Superstars, are celebrating victory, while many from the One Family camp, which placed 2nd, are left wondering exactly what happened. Although the Saxons placed 1st, some members, like free dancer in the group James Roll, is still questioning the decision of the judges.
We deserve that when we supposed to get music, we supposed to win everything. They rob us in our music, and they rob us on Shirley Street. I can't understand a group being us by 1 point in music, and we came up Bay Street, rocking, boat laps.
Roll added that the judges do not have a true appreciation for the craft.
And the people who's rush to know, not people who go to classes and learn, but the people who actually go there, do the practical work. Your time, you put in these costumes, the effort and stuff. Not people just go to class, see me write down. So people who actually do the work to see the pain. But people are going through work at night and they missing sleeps and stuff, again, not going to work and things.
Over at the One Family Shack, we caught up with group chairman Darren Bastian, who shared similar views.
All of the judges are not the same way. There are some good judges in that, but obviously the pool is corrupted. When we look at Junkanoo, is one of those things in my mind that's supposed to be a creative form where people can actually express themselves in a very creative way. When I look at the themes, some of the themes that were presented on Boxing Day, I was truly disappointed. We had themes that have been done and redone and redone and redone and redone and redone. How many times could you bring a darn fish? A fish is a fish is a fish is a fish. You know what I mean? And judges validated that.
While Bastian agreed that this is a common cry among groups every year, he said if you ask any spectator, many would agree they were the Boxing Day winners.
If you take a poll of 100 people, just simply 100 people that watched that parade, I guarantee you, most people would say that One Family won that parade hands down. It wasn't close. It wasn't close. It wasn't within 200 points. But, you know, my competitors will celebrate. Let them celebrate. They know in their hearts they win that parade.
Now both groups are back to the drawing board, gearing up for the New Year's Day parade, and will undoubtedly be bringing their A game. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS News.
Well, Chairman of the JCNP, Silbert Ferguson, notes the issue of judging has been a concern for years. He said groups have suggested that 10 members from each organization should be sent to judge the parade, but when this matter was voted on, the B groups didn't want to participate. He said next year the corporation will take another look and could propose a new method of judging. Well, the warning went out to would-be troublemakers not to consider making trouble at the Junkanoo Parade, and today a number of young men who didn't adhere to that warning were arraigned before the courts for various violations. Among those charged was 18-year-old Presley Bullard, who pleaded not guilty to unlawfully carrying a knife, Jerry Reese, who was fined $400 after pleading guilty to having a knife on his person and possession of dangerous drugs. The courts also charged 18-year-old Shaquille Culmer, who pleaded not guilty to throwing missiles. Anthony Sullivan was also granted $2,000 bail after pleading not guilty to disorderly behavior and using obscene language. Deron McIntosh and Freggy Fostis was charged with possession of dangerous drugs, while Fritz Neil Desir was sent to community counseling after pleading guilty to drug possession after being advised by Chief Magistrate Roger Gomez to turn a new leaf. The cases have all been adjourned. 18-year-old Dion Campbell was arraigned in court today after being charged with the attempted murder of Cordero Meadows back on December 14th. Campbell is also accused of having a pistol with the intent of endangering the life of Anton Meadows. Campbell was not required to enter a plea. A voluntary bill of indictment will be filed on February 22nd when he returns to court. Campbell has been remanded to prison until that time. Alleged fraudster 35-year-old Siobhan Watson was granted bail today after pleading not guilty to a number of fraud-related charges. The Springfield Road resident is accused of using forged Royal Bank of Canada checks, a fake NIB card, and a forged Road Traffic Department driver's license to obtain cash from Scotiabank and the Royal Bank of Canada, Palmdale. Watson was granted $8,000 bail with one surety and ordered to report to the nearest police station in his area 3 times a week. He returns to court January 18th.